Hey guys. Okay, so it's come time to start thinking about goals for 2023. And the first goals category that popped into my head, partially because I just joined a book club with my daughter, is books. So we're going to talk about Goodreads, reading goals, reading journals, reading all the things. So, to start, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I created a 22 things list that I was not doing in 2022. One of those things was I was not going to be making a Goodreads reading goal. I have been making Goodreads reading goals for years now, but I just felt compelled to let that go in 2022. And I'm glad that I did, because I realized it doesn't matter how many books you read in a year. What matters is what you remember and how you read them. So 2022, I decided I was going to slow down, to not rush through them, and actually savor every book that I was reading. And I loved it. I loved it. So I will be doing a video on my 22 things that I was not going to buy or do in 2022. That video is coming soon, not exactly sure when, to let you know if I succeeded or failed and the definition of succeeding and failing, and whether or not I'm going to make another list like that for 2023. Anyways, back to reading. So what I decided for 2023 is that I was not going to make a official yearly reading goal, but I do have smaller baby goals. I'm making goals differently this year. And if you're in my Patreon, this week you will hear all about that. I'm going to be talking about how I'm doing my PhD program differently, how I'm thinking about goals differently. I kind of hinted at it in the Love Note adventure that I sent out. But I just really feel like goals are shifting for me. I still have big things I want to accomplish, but the way that I'm moving into them and wiggling next to them is different. So I've got notes here because this is a big topic, reading with me. So I've made goals, but they're different. Instead of doing like how many books I want to read, for those of you that know me, you might know that I adore personal development. I love nonfiction. I love reading about mystical things. I love witchy books, Christian books. Like nonfiction is typically where I read, where I hang out the most. Fiction is harder for me. And I don't exactly know why, because I used to love fiction. But it takes more for me to get into a book of fiction. I think I'm just more picky. I'm just pickier with fiction. So it takes a lot for a book to actually grab me and keep my attention. But I joined a book club with my daughter, as I mentioned, in November. So I'm going to be hanging out there throughout 2023. So my only goal that I am making for reading is to read 12 books of fiction in 2023 and to stick with the book club, because I want to read fiction and I enjoy reading fiction. I just tend to pick the other stuff instead. So that's one of my goals. Another one is to just read every day, to create a better reading ritual. A lot of people have, when I asked on my Patreon, like tips for reading rituals, a lot of people were like, read at night, read before bed. I don't know what it is. I just can't do that. I have tried. I have a book upstairs next to where I sleep. I just can't do it. I don't know why. I'm an afternoon reader, evidently. So I got to figure out what kind of reading ritual I can create that fits who I am, that will allow me to read every day. And I picture reading like outside. I don't know why. I'm like, maybe I need to get outside for like 15 minutes a day and read. Even if it's just a couple paragraphs, if it's a chapter, I think maybe that would help. Anyhow, and then the other thing that I'm going to do, which you guys know if you've been following me for a while, 2 years ago, so not this year, but last year. So 2021, I kept a study book. And my study book is where I put everything I read. I wouldn't consider it a reading journal per se, because it wasn't just books. It was notes on YouTube videos that I watched, notes on recipes that I tried, like skincare products, witchy things, the moon and how I did my full moon and new moon rituals. It was everything. It was my book of shadows, my book of secrets. And so I'm bringing it back. And I'm bringing it back specifically with reading in mind too. So this is the one I chose, which you guys have seen, the Hobonichi Cousin, and it's called Midnight. It's the black one that they have. And then I got the cover on cover. I forget all these names. I don't remember what the name of that was. But I'm already, because I start all of my journals winter. I consider December, January, and February. So I'm already in my winter journal, my winter morning mindset pages. I'm in an Odyssey notebook, already started it. And I started my Hobonichi in December. And the way I do it, I don't do it daily. Like this says December 1st, December 2nd. I move front and back, like everything that I study in December will remain in December, but the dates don't matter. So I'll just journal throughout, go back and forth. I'm currently taking Leanne. I will try to put all the links down below. If I forget to link you, if I mention you, let me know and I will go ahead and add it. I joined Leanne's Magical Manifesting membership. Is that what it's called, Leanne? And it's been amazing. I've been studying with her and taking notes on those studies. I will put her link below. I think she closes her winter membership on the 26th. So if you're interested, keep that in mind. Anyhow, so I am going to be reading and writing quotes, writing down. I actually set up, let me just show you since we're talking about reading. I set up I guess they call it like the year ahead in the Hobonichi. This is a habit tracker. And then at the bottom, I put read and rate. So I'm going to write down all the books I read each month and give them a rating. But yeah, that's how I'm creating a reading goal. It's baby steps and it's not anything huge, because who cares if you read a ton of books if you don't remember them, or you rush through them, or you scan the freaking page. So read slow, take your time, enjoy the books you read. Life is too short to zoom through books just because. So my goal is to stick with book club, to read 12 fiction. This year, I think I'm almost at 50 books that I've read for 2022. When I've done reading challenges, I'm more like 75. But I've enjoyed it so much more this year. So 12 fiction books amidst all the other goodness, and creating a better reading ritual that fits me, and keeping a reading journal inside my study book. Those are my goals. Let me know what your goals are and tell me, are there any must reads according to you that I should add to my list? I love all nonfiction, personal development, mystical, magical, witchy. I love fiction too. I just am slow as mess getting through them. Anyhow, all right, until next time, enjoy your wild, sexy lives.